Nate, we talked about it before. Free
Uh-huh.
agency kind of it was simmering.
Yeah.
It's kind of like whenever you let's talk about them carrots. You put them carrots, some sauteed carrots on low, and then you turn it off after a little while, and they're still simmering, right? They're still hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like how free agency was. It was still hot. We didn't allow it to cool off, so we could put it in the fridge and wait. So now that free agency has kind of cooled off and stopped simmering, we can put it in the fridge and we're ready to learn more about that
Okay.
transition between free agency and the draft. Oh, so Nate, as a player, I know you've been picked up during free agency. What does that look like? What does it look like preparing for a draft? They might, team drafting somebody to take your spot to possibly play where you have started. Let me know.
It's a lot of different things that go into it. Of course, when you are in free agency, you have to. In my case, I was just happy to be signed. You don't want to be out there on the street for too long, knowing that the draft is getting ready to come. You want to get signed, but then there's also this caveat to it, to where they may draft somebody at your position and whatnot, and make you sometimes, in some cases, expendable. Um, it's up and down. Um, Again, you don't know what the team's draft, like what the draft board is and whatnot. That's the draft room. You never know what's going on in there, but you get a sense of what the team needs going into the draft. Their draft needs and whatnot. Like what area in particular. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What area in particular they're going to focus on and whatnot, whether it's offense or defense. Skill position, big boys. You know, stuff like that. So I mean, you it's it's one of those situations where it's just like, man, they draft, you're hoping that they draft somebody that's not in your position, and you'll be excited and happy. So it's a bunch of different emotions and different feelings and whatnot. Again, my case was different. Again, I was just happy to be signed. The opportunity came, and they drafted actually a corner in the fourth round. When I was playing for the Lions my last 2 years, Nevin Lawson, really, really good player, really, really good guy. Like but at that time, my position was being dangled because I was playing safety and corner and nickel. So it was just like, again, the thing that helped me is my versatility. So, I mean, it's so many different things that go into it, like, free agency as you go into the draft. Because, again, if you don't address the needs that you need in free agency, you're hoping for that to happen in the draft. For a guy to fall into your draft pick.
So let me know if this is something that happens. Say you were to pick up somebody in free agency, like let's take out about it like this, because I have a couple picks that kind of is indicative towards what I'm about to say.
Okay.
You pick up somebody that's older in free agency, right? That
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to play for a little bit more down the road, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
is it fair to say that, or is it smart to draft somebody of that position you just acquired to kind of learn under that
Yes.
old veteran
Yes.
player?
Yes. Yes. If you are going to be passing the reins, like in some cases, they're not all quarterbacks. I'm just use quarterback for instance. Not all quarterbacks are come in the league ready, like that are NFL ready and whatnot. And in some cases, it's very vital and very important for them, and it helps them in their growth for them to sit behind a veteran and learn. But that's all positions. Somebody that comes in and learns nuances of the game. You have a skilled veteran that can teach that young buck, what to do and whatnot. So it's not a bad thing. It's always a good thing because again, the one thing that's undefeated, Father Time is undefeated when it comes down to the NFL because each day we're getting older. Each year you get older, and the NFL is always going to be looking for to get younger and younger. You know what I'm saying? You know, you look at a running back. A running back, they're considered old when they're in their 30s. Like when they hit 30, they're considered old. That's what's crazy. They're considered old when they hit 30.